Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, Tjmillionairementor here, and we're back. Hey, look, today I got an amazing episode. The hottest personality on TV right now. My boy, Stephen A. Smith.
What's up, baby?
What's up?
I'll take this one, Stephen A. People obviously want to ask questions to the real star of this show. Anyway, yeah, you better believe I can take it to the hole. I can shoot it too, but I like to attack the rim. I'll cross you up. I'll dunk on you. Believe that, Stephen A. Boom!
How you doing,
Are we ready
man?
to do this?
Yeah.
Are we ready to do this?
Yeah.
You sure? Because
you
now
know,
you interviewing me.
Yeah, I'm interviewing you.
All right. Do I got the sunshine? We got that, right?
We got all that. We got the cars, the sunshine, everything.
Do I have to bring baby Stephen A too?
Got to bring baby Stephen A. too.
So you're just gonna let baby Stephen A steal all my shine?
Well, you know.
See what I'm saying? That's why I gotta go.
Baby
That's why
Stephen
I
A.
gotta
is
go.
hot.
I gotta think about that. I gotta think about that.
Hey guys, stay tuned. My audience is like, folks that are young, they're ambitious, they love cars, but they're trying to figure out how to get to another level. They're trying to figure out how to level up. So with you, you've had to overcome some stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know that everybody knows your story.
Yeah.
Right? So can you tell me like back in the day, like a lot of times people look at people like you, right? Or they look at people like me. I stuttered as a kid. So I had a bad speech impediment.
Right.
And so for me, even now, it's in the back of my head that, if certain things happen, the stuttering's gonna start coming out, right? So, and for me, I rode the short bus to school. Back in the day, they had a short bus,
That's
you
right.
remember?
So special, special ed, they say, yeah, that's what they say.
So I rode that bus.
Right.
And so for me, I used to think that, damn, I'm obviously not that smart because I'm on this bus. Right, and I stuttered, and so people made fun of me. They used to, they used to make me say all types of complicated words that I couldn't say, right?
Yeah.
But now I speak French and Spanish and English, and so I've overcome that, right? But a lot of people look at people like you, me. They think that we haven't had the struggles or the challenges. What's been your biggest one?
Well,
one of the biggest ones.
I think that people think that because they want to believe that folks were born with that proverbial spoon in their mouth because it gives them a license to justify why they're not as successful as they want to be or that they could be.
Yeah.
When in fact, what it really comes down to is that did you want it bad enough? Were you willing to work hard enough for it? Were you willing to make the necessary sacrifices? And that's when it comes, when I think about my story, people don't realize this. I got left back twice. I got left back in the 3rd grade because I had a 1st grade reading level. I went to summer school. So ultimately that September, I got pushed back to my right grade and it was like I never got left back. Then in the 4th grade, I went the whole year, but I still had a 4th grade reading level. And this time I got held back the entire year.
Damn, twice.
And so twice. And so because of that, you got to remember, I'm 53. This is over 44 years ago. I still remember everyone that laughed at me. I remember every damn body.
Right.
And even though I'm a kid and I don't hold it against them, I only bring up names to show folks how something so long ago can leave such an indelible mark that it serves as the ultimate source of motivation. I knew growing up in the streets of New York City, I could ball. But ball suddenly wasn't that important to me anymore. What was more important to me was to make sure that I wasn't laughed at, that I wasn't viewed as a dummy, that when you spoke to me or you listened to me speak to you, that you knew that I was somebody that was worthy of being taken seriously because my level of intellect was to such a degree that it garnered respect. And that kind of mentality I used to propel me through high school and beyond. And then when I got to high school, thinking that elementary school stuff was over, I struggled because I was in electrical installation because I had stupidly kept telling my mother, I don't want to go to college. I don't want to go to college. And from junior high school, she said, you're not going to be a dummy. You're going to learn a trade because I'm not going to have my son being a bum out in the street. So she made me go to a vocational technical high school. Little did I know that I was going to end up on a basketball team.
Right.
And as a result, I was ultimately going to be able to get myself a basketball scholarship. But while I was in high school.
Let's not brush over that too fast.
Right?
You could ball.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you could ball.
Oh, yes.
Because, you know, I saw a couple videos recently.
Yeah.
Like you at the game, you had the 3-point line.
Yeah, I made it. I made it.
It looked too easy though.
It is
you
easy.
did it like you do it all the time.
It is easy.
So to me,
It is
I
easy.
thought, you know, like it was one of those cut things.
No, one cut. I made it the first shot.
Yeah.
Made it
And
first
then
shot.
I saw,
and I'm not trying to say that I won't
too,
miss.
when you were talking with Baby A,
That's right.
Baby Steven.
That's right.
And then you made another shot
Yeah.
then.
Well, listen, here's the deal.
So for real, you can.
Here's the deal. I'm no Steph Curry.
Wait.
I'm no Steph Curry. Okay?
But
I'm
you
truly
could
not.
ball.
But I could ball. You understand? I could ball. If there's one thing I know no non-NBA player gonna step on the court with me and bust my ass.
Oh,
That
okay.
ain't gonna happen. I can tell you that. You understand? So,
You mean back in the day, not now.
listen.
Not
I'll tell you.
now.
Let me give you a little
Not
scoop here.
now,
Let me
though,
give you a little
right?
scoop
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I mean, 'cause now, you know.
Hold on, work with me.
Yeah.
You remember when I had to coach the Celebrity All-Star game for ESPN?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Uh-huh.
Remember that scrub team they gave me? The fix was in for Mike Wilbon and this team because the All-Star game was in Chicago. And I ended up being the first guy to get a technical foul in the history of the daggone game. Remember all that? Remember all of that? Well, here's what people don't realize. It was too many people chirping. And so from that point forward, I'm 53, like I said. I cracked my kneecap in half in college. Even though I got the surgery to put the kneecap back together, I never worked on the cartilage, the meniscus, and all of that other stuff. What people don't realize is after that game, I was so pissed off at guys chirping, I went and got both knees operated on. I had both rotator cuffs operated on. I'm playing next year in the celebrity game, and I'm gonna bust somebody's ass. I'm telling you that right now. I'm putting it on the record. I'm putting it on the record.
Right here.
I'm putting it on the record right here. I'm gonna bust somebody up.
Who?
I'm not gonna mention no names. It's a few NFL players out there. It's a few people in the media out there. It's a few people chirping and all of this stuff. I'm not gonna disrespect because I can't play with no NBA players. You gotta respect the profession.
Right.
But I'm just saying. But a professional football player don't mean you could play basketball.
So who
you
could we
can't
be
just
talking
tackle
about?
me. You gonna see me on the court, you gonna know I can ball. You ain't gonna look at me and go like this, he can't play. Now, just because you miss shots don't mean you can't play. There's times that I might miss 10 shots in a row and then come make 10 in a row.
Yeah.
You know, I'm that dude.
Right.
But all I'm saying is that you ain't gonna look at me and say, he cannot ball.
College, you busted up your. You
Busted up my knee
your
my first
knees,
year there.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, what happened?
Well,
Right,
what
because,
happened
yeah.
is, listen, I was in college. I was writing for the school newspaper, but I had a critical and persuasive writing class, and the professor looked at one of my essays. He says, you're a natural born sports writer. He said, let's go out to lunch and talk about this. And we had scheduled it for the following Tuesday. The following Tuesday after class, I'm thinking I'm gonna go out to lunch with him. And I didn't know, but he took me straight to the Winston-Salem Journal, daily newspaper. The sports editor there, his name was Terry Oberly, talked to me for 5 minutes and said, when can you start? As a clerk in the business. I said, today. You know, just like that.
Right.
Opportunity knocks, you got to be ready. Chance favors the prepared mind. So I was like, let's do it. And then I went there that day. After 2 weeks on the job, he gave me an assignment to cover Wake Forest soccer. And I've never covered soccer in my life.
Right.
And stories like this are incredibly compelling because it just
Did you
shows.
even know soccer?
No. The only soccer match I ever watched was Pele in 1980 Olympics. That was it.
Damn.
Okay? And then I went there, but it was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. Now, Wake Forest was number 3 in the nation. They were a big-time soccer program. The coach's name was Walt Chiselwich, who's now deceased. But I will always remember him, and I will always be eternally grateful to him because I walked up to him and I said, Coach, I know nothing about soccer. I'm working as a clerk for the Winston-Salem Journal. I'm still in school at Winston-Salem State University. I really have a strong desire to be a sports writer, and the first assignment they've given me is to write a feature on your program. I know nothing about the sport. Can you help me? And usually journalists don't do that. They go to ask you questions, but they don't confess to you they don't know, and they need your help.
Right.
But I've always been honest like that. If I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I told him, and he called the entire team over. He said, when's your article due? And the article was due like that following week, like a week later.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, we'll be practicing for the next 3 or 4 days. He said, each and every single one of you here are to give him all the access he needs. And literally, not only did he give me the access, but when they were out on the field practicing, he made me stand next to him to listen to him coach. And then everything that he did, he would explain what he was instructing, why he was instructing, and he literally taught me the game of soccer in 3 days.
Damn.
And as a result of that, I turned it into a feature It was a two-page, 1,500-word piece for the Winston-Salem Journal, and it ran on a Sunday. That Monday morning, the sports editor summoned me to his office, and I said, yes, sir. He said, I just wanted to tell you congratulations. You're the new beat writer for Wake Forest Soccer. And that's how my sports writing career started. While I was a student at Winston-Salem State and a clerk at the Winston-Salem Journal, he made me a beat writer. And understand what a beat writer means. That means wherever the team goes, you go.
Yeah.
If the team travels to Virginia, if the team travels to Maryland, if the team travels to Georgia, you go with the team. So it was a very, very big deal, and it helped me accumulate clips, which ultimately allowed me to build articles.
Okay.
So it allowed me to accumulate enough articles to have a portfolio. That led to the internship at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. It led to an additional internship officially at the Winston-Salem Journal, which gave me enough credits to graduate, which ultimately enabled me to start off my career at the New York Daily News as a high school sports writer, and everything came from there.
That was awesome. So to me, that I love that story, because what you did is, and like you said, that most people don't do it, is they ask for help. Right. And then you're being authentic. You're like, this is where I'm at. I can do whatever. I can learn whatever. But I don't know what I'm doing. So I got to ask for help. Otherwise, you would have done something. Even if you'd have figured it out, it would have been mediocre.
That's right.
And so what you did was really, really smart, was ask for help. And I think a lot of times we don't do that, because a lot of times we're putting on the front that we're already where we need to be. Because after this, I want to ask you for all types of help. Hey, Stephen, how can I interview somebody? What can I do to level up my game? So I want to ask for a lot of help, but I think that's a good success secret in terms of what people need to know.
But it also breeds from caring. And what I mean by that is caring about the quality of work that you're ultimately going to have your name attached to. See, a lot of people can get over. You can do something good enough to say, okay, I'm here, I'm relevant, I did the job. But do you know in your soul that you exhausted all that's in you to be as great as you can possibly be? And so for me, that's where I come from. It's like, we all have a relationship. I have a relationship with JJ, I have a relationship with you, or whatever. I consider y'all excellence. Not just because of what you accomplished, but because of how much you care about to accomplish it. It's not enough to just do what you know you can do and to do it well because you know you can do it well. What happens to you is that there's something inside of you that makes you press the pause button and say, is this good enough? And if that answer is no, you're going to go back and you're going to do it again because you care about the quality. You don't care about, people receive it as, it's them and it looks good, so it's good. If you look at your product, everyone could be raving about it. But if you know that it ain't up to snuff in your mind, it's not acceptable. And people don't realize that's where my relationship with JJ started. Because I'm down and out. ESPN doesn't renew my contract. I'm unemployed. And I meet her because she's doing something for this radio host on, on urban radio, Michael Basin, if I remember correctly, and all this stuff. So I meet her and we get to talking, and she starts talking to me about my career, and I'm sitting there and I don't even want to talk to her because I'm unemployed.
Right.
I ain't making any money. I got questions about my future, my life. She said, so, you Stephen A. We know who you are. You'll be back. Those were her words. That's why we're tight to this very day. Because everything that has happened over the last decade, I have gone from unemployed by the very network that let me go to being the #1 face, receiving the highest contract in the company's history in a decade. And it all started with that conversation. Because until I had that conversation, I thought I was done. There was, I wasn't hired. People kept me off television. I felt like I was being blackballed, marginalized. I was busy looking at what they did to me instead of looking at myself. And then people like her, my sister Carmen, and others came along and they're like, no, you are who you are. I'll tell you something secret too. My lawyer, her name is Janine Barnes. She's exceptional. She's a partner at a firm in DC. She decided that she wanted to take me to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. She's been my friend for over 25 years.
Yeah.
She's never cussed me out before until I did this one day. She took me through the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and I walked through the back door. I refused to go on the red carpet because I felt like I didn't deserve it. Why would I want people to see me? I'm unemployed. I got let go by ESPN. I don't know what my future holds. Why would I want to see me? She went off. Don't you ever do something like that again. She said, what the hell is wrong with you? She said, you know who you are, what you bring to the table. It can't erase what you've accomplished all of these years. She said, that's not you. Don't you do that. And shortly after was when I met JJ.
That's crazy.
And that's how
crazy.
And from that point forward, I've never looked back. And then when my boss, who's still my boss, his name is Dave Roberts, he's a brother based out of Detroit. When he brought me back, he said, I know you're gonna do big things for us, I believe in you. You know, he said, but tell me what your plans are, because he wanted to know if I was gonna do radio, television, whatever. And I'll never forget the words that I said to him. I said, complete annihilation. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, I will roll over anyone that stands in my way. I will show I'm that dude at this. There's no one that will eclipse me again. Your chance to kill me, meaning my career, came and went. You missed it. And I said, from this point forward, I will ascend and ascend and ascend, and I will not stop until I retire. And that is the mentality that I have had for the last decade. It's nonstop. Anybody who knows me, I'm not stabbing you in the back. I'm not being corrupt. I'm not being unethical. I'm not being anything. I'm just like a player. It's MJ. It's Mike Trout in baseball. It's anybody that you want to pick in boxing, whoever, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Mike Tyson. It's anybody. In football, it's Tom Brady. It don't matter who it is. To me, when the camera's rolling, I'm that dude. And as far as I'm concerned, everybody is just somebody that's in my way.
Right.
And that's exactly the kind of attitude that I have every single day that I work up. Because, as I like to say, I'm brilliant because I know I'm not. I know those who are. I steal from them. I steal from them. And I never, ever, ever rest. I sleep, but I don't rest. I'm coming all the time. And I got more energy now than I had 10 years ago. I think I look better now than I did 10 years ago. I feel better now than I feel 10 years ago. I'm healthier now than I'm 10 years ago. I'm actually hungrier now than I was 10 years ago, because before it was to be employed. Now it's to validate what ESPN has said. I'm the best. I'm the best. So guess what? I need to validate what they're saying. They're saying I'm the best. I have to show I'm the best. And that's my attitude every day.
I love it. I love it. Bro, look, guys, I'm telling you, my man preached. I mean, preached. So that's a whole, like, book.
Yeah.
That piece that you just said.
Yeah. It's going to be in my book.
It's a whole book. When is your book coming out?
Probably January, February of 2022.
Yep.
I'm writing it now.
Yep.
It'll be finished by the end of the summer.
Yep.
And I'm probably going to have it. I'm going to have it out in stores and on bookshelves in January, February of 2022.
Love it, man. So, look.
And it's going to be motivational, and it's to give back. It's to help those that might be struggling to find their way, from the little kid to the person in their 20s trying to discover what they're all about, to the people that have lost something and trying to rediscover what they once had, to people that just want to flow into the sunset, but always, always, always ascending and looking forward and marching forward. That's what my book is going to be about. Love it.
Love it. So here's the deal. We weren't even expecting all this meat, right? Because I'm like, you know, some of y'all like, hey, I want to see the cars. Y'all just go do the cars, go drive, do something interesting in the cars. But look, I always want to make sure you're fed, and you guys should be full. I'm full. So I'm glad you were able to drop knowledge on folks, because people don't see this side of you all the time.
Right.
Some of this is out there, but people don't see this all the time.
Yeah.
You know, when people see you, man, you suited up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're doing the thing.
Yeah.
And so
You have to
right
be
now,
suited
you just
down.
like chilling with your people. But can you say anything about some of the things that you're working on or working towards?
I got Stephen A's World, which is on ESPN+. The reason why that's such a big deal is because I'm not only the host, I'm the executive producer, and my production company, Mr. SAS Productions is what it's called. It's co-producing that in concert with ESPN. I worked 20 years to get the license to have my own production company and produce content.
Right.
So the fact that ESPN agreed to allow me to do that, that's why I say, you know, people will look at me and they'll say, shoot, the money you get paid now, hell, you still underpaid. But never forget the people that helped you get there.
Right.
I got to give credit where credit is due. ESPN had faith in me.
Right.
And they didn't only have faith in me to give me the contract that they gave me, which is a lot of money.
Right.
But they also sat up there and worked.
It's a
and
lot.
decided
It's a
to-
lot. It's a lot. Stephen A.
It's nice.
It's
It's
you know,
It's nice.
like 12 million a year.
I have no comment.
You know what?
I have no comment. I have no comment. I will never reveal. I will never reveal my 10, 12, 8, 6. I don't know. But I don't know. But I will
It's a lot
tell
of
you,
money.
I ain't broke,
It's a
so
lot of
I'm blessed. But I will tell you this: the biggest thing about it is that not only am I doing that, but I'm also doing Why Not Us, collaborating with CP3 for the NBA and Roadside Entertainment to do that docuseries on North Carolina Central University's basketball program. But I've been working. I've got a project coming forward in concert with Propagate Content, where I'm going to do something on HBCUs, Equal Black Excellence, across the board from a historical perspective up until now. And I'm going to have everybody that I know from an HBCU involved in some capacity. So I'm gonna do that. Plus I got some other projects going on. I'm gonna get in the film. I'm gonna get it. I might even come up with a sitcom. I'm gonna be doing a few things.
I love it.
Yeah.
You might have to change your name.
Who's that?
Stephen A. Hollywood. You know,
You know what? Here's the deal. You know, may I say this?
Stephen A.
May I say this?
Hollywood.
I think
I
Stephen
love
A.
it,
works.
though.
I think Stephen A. works.
Oh, I think
Just Stephen A. says it all.
I think Stephen A. does
Stephen
it
A.
too.
says it
You know
all.
what? I was thinking about that the other day. What does the A stand for?
Anthony.
Anthony.
My
Okay.
middle name's Anthony.
Yeah.
And the reason why you saw that is because it was my byline.
Yeah.
And the reason why it was my byline is because I used to hate the fact that my name was spelled Stephen. Because that's what my mother would call me whenever she got mad at me or whenever I had some chores or something. That I would wash dishes, take out the garbage, clean the yard or whatever. Stephen! Yeah, I used to hate it, right? But then when I got left back, and then I ultimately became, you know, I started moving forward and they gave me a byline. The byline was Stephen A. Smith as a tribute to my mom, because she always stuck by me and always supported me and always believed in me, even when others didn't.
That's dope.
And so the whole byline, the whole Stephen A. thing is because of her. It was a tribute to her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I love that.
Look, man, let me tell you something, okay? It's my show. Everything's my show. His car is my car. The cars he's gonna get are my cars. The show is my show. Any kind of success.
Yo, hey, look, that was fire. Stephen A. Smith. Hey, guys, look, this dude went from unemployed to being the highest paid, one of the highest paid people in his industry ever. Look, if he can do it, if I can do it, you can do it. So here's the deal. I learned so much. You had to learn a lot. There's a lot of new information here. Let me know what impacted you. What did you learn? Let me know in the comments below. And remember to always, always, always chase your potential, baby. Because if you do that, you can't help but win. Hey, today, you know, I was talking to my boy Stephen A. Rich and famous. But if you want to meet my friends that are rich but not so famous, check out my boy Kelly right here.